Lindell and the
Willie
drummer.
McMahon.
Yes.
Willie McMahon.
Thank you for your time, I must say, for your roots time.
Thank you for your roots time. I appreciate it.
Like I said, this is not your first gig here in Moulin Blues. No, we go back to 2010. Do you still remember the festival? It's 9 years ago, but some names. That was
So many festivals, it's hard to remember them all, you know. No. Of course I do.
When I say
Definitely sticks out.
Rick Astley,
Yeah, no, it was a good time. That was awesome.
Mike Cito,
Everybody,
Yeah.
a bunch of West Coast guys.
the Rhythm Chiefs, Imelda May, Johnny Mastro, the Manish Boys, and Eric Lindell.
That's right.
9 years ago.
Yeah, I set the fire alarm off at the hotel. That's a different story, but so I really remember that stay. It was quite memorable.
Did a lot of things change between 2010 and 2019?
Yeah, you know, a lot of stuff has happened in that last 10 years.
Some things that you can tell us about?
Oh man, yeah, just you know, just living, just life kind of coming at you. It's been going on for the last 10 years. That's about it.
like
6
gigs.
albums?
That might be right.
6 albums.
In the last 10 years?
No, between 2010 and yeah, about 10 years, yeah.
Yep.
Dang,
Been
that's crazy.
recording a bunch of songs, and
So when the people of Moulin Blues ask you to come back, what was your first reaction? Go for it.
let's do it.
100%.
Yeah.
You
No, we're
both were here
excited.
in the first.
I was, yeah. I was.
Yeah,
I
we-
kind of just started playing with you at that point.
Yeah.
We've come a long way since then.
Yeah, I read somewhere that Eric Lindell, is it Lindell or Lindell?
Lindell.
Lindell is born in San Mateo.
San Mateo, California,
Is that the
which
nice
was
place
just the
to-
closest hospital to South San Francisco,
Yeah, South-
was where we lived. So that's where I was born and grew up in the Bay Area and Sonoma County, California, until the last 20 years.
Is it a good place to
It's
grow up as a kid?
Great place, amazing, one of the most beautiful places. The coast out there, the coastline, and growing up, the music scene was really happening
That
in
was
the
the
Bay
second
Area.
part of the question. A good place to.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
become or
it was
to-
really a good, just such a good grassroots playing. I really cut my teeth learning how to do it from a grassroots, ground up level. You know what I mean? Booking your own band, just doing all the stuff, just selling our, you know, printing up our own stuff, selling it, doing that kind of stuff. But so that was a pretty fertile grounds for that. We had a lot of really good bands come out of our little area that were.
The San Francisco area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But not only San Francisco was important in your career, there were other cities. New Orleans.
Moving to New Orleans
Yeah.
and living on the Gulf Coast has been a huge
What was the reason that you
impact on my life.
moved on to?
Well, it's a short. I guess I'll make it a short love story. You know, my wife's from Central Louisiana, so we're just
When the lives are involved.
yeah. So she didn't want to go to California. She didn't want to live there, man. We talk about it, but California is so expensive, and the cost of living where we live is actually affordable for the
It's
U.S.
better to live in.
And we love it down there and have family and,
Then you're
and
alone,
we're- yeah. So that's kind of, we live in Florida now, but it's just a few hours from Louisiana.
Yeah.
So we kind of, these guys live in New Orleans.
I hope to get there when I become 70, but not
To Florida?
to New Orleans.
Have you never been?
No.
Really?
Not yet.
Well, Trevor has a huge house.
One more reason to
You can
come.
stay with us anytime. You can
And
stay
then we
with
have
us
a guy
anytime.
to show us around in the city.
Yeah, exactly. You really have to, you know, that's the best way to go, is to go stay with somebody that can, you know, keep you off Bourbon Street and get you, you know, take you to some cool places,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
to eat
true.
and, you know,
I
listen
hope
to
that we can
music.
go there. So let's see.
Yeah.
Who were your idols? I call them your people you look at as a musician. Your influences.
Curtis Mayfield,
Curtis May.
probably my all-time favorite songwriter, singer-songwriter, and one of my favorite guitar players. Anson Funderburg, one of my best buds, and
He was also
and also a huge influence, not only playing wise, but just as a, you know, he's just a sweet. He's one of my favorite people. You know, he's a very humble master of the instrument. You know, and
No.
Okay.
but Junior Wells. I don't know. It's pretty broad. I like a lot of different kinds of music, but I'm just trying to think of my favorites, some of my all-time favorites.
What about Merle Haggard?
Merle Haggard? You know,
Just to cover all the bases.
yeah.
They call you, I read it somewhere, Mr. Blue-Eyed Soul. You know that? Because I can't see the color of your eyes, but
I call it Red Eye Funk.
you understand why? You understand why? Or,
Yeah, I guess that's what do they?
that means that you are a bit of soul man?
You got a soulful, like, I guess, where do they start that with? Van Morrison or something? Like somebody like that kind of music that's like
it's a white guy.
white guy singing soul music, kind of, you know.
I got from Freddie 2 albums to review. Like I said, Matters of the Heart, 2018, and in 2016, no, that was 2016. 18 was a revolution in the hearts. Always about the hearts. Why? That's the heart.
That's the most important message, and that's what I love about Curtis.
My wife, she thought maybe he needs a doctor. I don't know. So.
Yes.
Got heart problem.
I got heart problem. No. Yeah, you know, it's funny when that record was called Matters of the Heart, and then this Alligator record came about, and they were looking for a title, and Bruce Iglar came up with the title.
The alligator boss.
Yeah, he came up with the title, which was a lyric from one of the songs.
Oh.
Or the name of one of the songs on the new record. But first thing I said is, do you think it's too familiar to the last record? Matters of the Heart, Revolution in Your Heart. You know,
Right, yeah.
You know,
I didn't think about it once.
but that's okay. You know.
What I wrote about revolution in your hearts, my findings. The title, a bit rebellious. Revolution, why? Is there something going on in your mind, or that you want to react against? Or?
I think it's more of our whole society and kind of a message nowadays with the way things are, and you know, people get really removed, and I think from what is really important, and I think that's kind of the message, you know, and that's really what it's about, to remind yourself.
Listen to your heart.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Too much cell phone.
Too much teching and Facebook and cell phones, and you know what? It's crazy.
Like you say, that's it.
But that's what I was feeling like, and you know, it's easy. I think as humans, we always are wanting to, you know, it seems like they want to get more, more and stuff, and but we got to find. I was actually reading a Thich Nhat Hanh book, and you know Thich Nhat Hanh. And he was saying something about, you know, inner peace, you know, peace, world peace, all of it starts with just within yourself, you know, to start right there. And that's kind of that idea of start a revolution in your heart, you know, just so.
And the second thing was, like you said, back to the Alligator records.
Back to Alligator.
You were second time.
I put 3 records out with them 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then it's been 10 years, and so they put out the new record. And Will and I did the whole record ourselves, which was really a different way to make a record for us.
Producing, yeah.
Yeah, and it was fun because it was only me and him on the record, just 2 of us. So, and the thing is that we've been playing for 10 years, and we we play with a lot of great musicians, but the reason we kind of ended up doing it is the studio we made it at this place called Studio in the Country in Bogalusa, Louisiana, and it's a pretty well-known studio, but it's out in the middle of nowhere, and where I was living was out in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana. So he would drive over, I would drive from there, and it was just, we had the time off. It was just me and him. We went in.
And no,
but let me tell you, the guy that when we got there, he said, "Why don't you just try one song?" And so we went there first and recorded
just
me and him. So we went in and guitar, vocals, and drums, and we tracked the song Appaloosa. And then he says, "Well, come listen to it." You know, we were like, "That sounded all right." We went in and we were like, "Wow, damn, that sounds good."
Yeah.
So then I put a bass on it, and then another guitar track, and then that was it. So it was a really. We never made a record where we only worked 5-hour days, and we did one song every day, mixed, recorded and mixed. So we drove home with a finished song every day. I never made a record like that, but that's how we did it. And it was a fun way to work because you didn't have all these loose ends, and we weren't, you know.
You are the lucky one that can play all the instruments.
Well, a little bit, but enough to play an Eric Lindell song.
No, but you play all of instruments.
On this one, yeah. But it was fun because we didn't do it to like a click track overdub, like cut and paste type of thing. We recorded all the songs, the vocals, drums, and guitar live. And then I put bass on it, and I tried my best to play all the way through that. We weren't, you know, but really, we got to credit Ben because he did it, the engineer and the guy at the studio. He did a tremendous job. I mean, he's an amazing engineer.
Yeah.
And
Ben Mumphrey.
Ben Mumphrey.
Yeah. You wrote all the songs except one.
Yeah. I co-wrote one with Seth Walker.
Seth Walker.
And
a lot of songs with names of women.
Grandpa Jim is not a woman.
No. Kelly Ridge, Claudette.
Kelly Ridge is where my grandparents live. Millie Kay was my wife's mom, and so it's kind of a personal.
You like to sing about that?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell, you know? Who gives a shit? You know? If they know what I'm talking about, you know, it doesn't even matter.
Just one song about your grandpa.
Yeah. And then my buddy Pat. Kid I grew up with, you know, really hard, rough story, kind of broke my heart. The story of that song is, all these songs are true stories, you know, but it's kind of, I guess, funny to start out a lyric with somebody's name, you know, Pat West. Like, who the hell's Pat West?
Yeah, right.
But you know what? That's what music is. There's no boundaries. You can do whatever you want.
So all that I wrote down, well, it was okay, I think. The feelings were for me was like you told us. It's so.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I mean, what
much
else
about yourself.
What else are you gonna write about? You know,
Yeah.
2 chords and the truth, man. 2 chords and a cloud of dust, Trevor.
What turns you on outside music? What turns you on outside music? Things that you do when you're not busy with music.
That I like to do.
Yeah.
I got an old hot rod. Old Chevy, 47 Chevy, and I like to drive that, and I like to surf, and I like to fish, and I like to just hang out with my wife and my son and my dogs. I got a bunch of dogs I love, so I kind of like just being at home, kind of a home. I love horses too. I love horseback riding. I love long walks in the summer, and
You have I named a famous tattoo in your.
My daughter, Mercy Ann.
Mercy. That was in a way the question. You can see it. Yeah, Mercy, and that's why I recognize you. I think that must be the tattoo, Mercy.
That's my daughter's name.
That's your daughter's name. Good to know. Still open items on your I just want to do list, of called the bucket list.
Things I want to do.
It's still open items.
Well, I want to go on a surf trip just for surfing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times we take surfboards on tour with us and get some surf, you know, if I can. But I've always wanted to go on a trip
But in Europe, I don't think that you find.
There's no surf over here? No?
The sea is not good for us. So
No, but
I don't think so.
well, let me tell you another bucket list though. I'm going to Avesta, Sweden, and my great-great-grandfather, John Lindell,
Yeah.
that's where he came from to America in 1860s.
Sweden.
And so I'm actually going back there and meeting ancestors and cousins and playing the genealogy department. I have this family tree. Wish I had my phone. I'd show you pictures.
Istanbul, yeah.
Pictures of the family, pictures of the house, pictures of my great-grandfather, all before they came to America. So this has been a really cool thing.
Back to the roots.
The last Lindell, he's 87 years old in America, my Uncle Jim, and he's the one that kept all this going. And so he put me in touch with the relatives, and I'm going to meet them for the first time. And I just think it's the coolest thing for the Lindell journey.
Generation.
Come all the way back around and go to Avesta, Sweden, and just, you know, let it rip, man. No, I'm really looking forward to it. I think that's a pretty cool thing. So that's a bucket list. I'm glad to do that.
I have a last question about today. What can we expect today? I don't think that you're just the drummer and the singer, guitarist on stage.
We have Billy Block over here on the bass.
On the bass, yeah.
It's a beautiful sound on D bass, and then Trevor Brooks, New Orleans finest, electrical engineer, keyboard specialist. He loves horses as well. Long walks.
Likes pina coladas.
On the set list?
No set list.
No set list. You never play with this?
I never do. I know Bill was wishing we had one, but
Keep me on my toes.
songs from the last albums or
play some songs from the last album, and yeah, just a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, from all the records.
Yes, well, Nell, that were my questions. I must say thank you again.
Thank you
for the roots time.
Thank you for your roots time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you again, man.